Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 20, Reunion Part 2. If you are new here, then welcome. You're late. No, I'm just kidding. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. So, when we left off last week, we know that it's Mia's turn in the hot seat. Wendy just repeated what G dropped on the finale about her son. Meanwhile, G is in the back listening. So, Andy is asking why G thinks that their child is Ink's. Mia said, well, there was an overlap, but I had an IUI and I know my body and that baby is Gordon's. So then Karen steps in and says, the baby is off limits and we should just move on. Thank you, Karen. Okay, that's the same thing that I said on my review of the finale. While everyone was feeling bad for G, he's trash to me for bringing up their son on national TV because he will be able to watch this back. Nobody was thinking about him. Oh, Mia saved the franchise. It's garbage. Okay, it's giving garbage. Because why are you talking about the paternity of your child? And Gordon, you are very seasoned. Okay, you could have gone and gotten a DNA test by damn now. Both of them are in the wrong, honey, and I don't feel sorry for neither one, but that's just me. Moving forward. So then Karen says that the man that she heard the rumor about being the rapper was in fact Ink. Of course, Mia corrected her. He's not a rapper. He just plays one on the radio. So then Karen said, well, he's a radio rapper. Child, anyway, she said she heard about it at the Grand Dame reunion party. So then Giselle pipes up and says, well, G seemed very upset and angry on the finale. Like, is it because that he doesn't have any more money and now you're leaving him for Ink, who is financially stable? Girl, his wife is leaving him, duh. Mia then says, Ink has nothing to do with me leaving Gordon. Okay, girl. Mia then says it was his constant rah-rah. You know, he was just acting like he was losing his damn mind. First of all, he was emptying her bank account, which is abuse, and he was controlling. So then Ineka asked if he's doing therapy for his anger issues, and she said that he's doing it now. So Andy brings up the fact that Mia said that she met Gordon and married him for his money, but then all of a sudden she had an inheritance. Here go Mia. Well, around the time that I met G, 3 grandparents died, and fortunately for me, I got my hands on some cash. Wow. What a heartfelt way to reference money that was left to you by your deceased grandparents. Fortunately for me, they are dead, so I got some cash. I got my hands on some cash. It's my money and I need it now. Mia, what you could have said was I had 3 grandparents who were deceased around the time that I ended up meeting Gordon. Unfortunately, they are no longer with us, but they did leave me some money. Like, girl, have some class. She said a year after her and Gordon were married, she realized that he was functioning bankrupt. G was putting on for his city, honey, to get his little young tender. And he knew that she was going to go right back to Mr. INC if he didn't come up with the MONEY. Money. All she really would need is the money. She don't even need the D. She need the money. And she ain't got time to be playing with you, G. You done went there and got it, and now you ain't got no change. So then Giselle asked if she felt duped. She said, I just wish that I would have known that he needed help managing all of the money that he had. Oh, what money? Mia, didn't you say in the DR that Gordon was broke when you got with him? Mia, you lie so much you don't know whether you coming or going. Child ain't got time. So then Andy is asking about the suit that they're involved in for the back payment and the rent for the last place they lived, and they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's giving broken lease. It's giving broken lease, and Gordon didn't pay them people his half. That's just that on that. Moving forward. So she said that she should be divorced by June at the earliest. Let's just leave it here, honey. She'll be divorced before Ashley. How about that? Okay? Ashley gonna still be with that man as long as this show is on the air, and she ain't fooling me. So then Andy asked Candace and Wendy if G had told their husbands about the impending divorce. So Mia said, yeah, they were the only 2 that didn't reach out to me. You guys aren't friends, Mia. You're not friends. Andy wanted to know, why didn't you guys reach out? Why would they reach out to Mia with all this overlapping and cheating and DNA questions and Maury Povich type situations going on? What am I reaching out to you to do? Huh? Say what now? Girl, I'm so sorry that you cheated on your husband and y'all had an open marriage and he said it was okay for you to go out and do your thing and now y'all getting a divorce and he said on national TV that the child may not be his and it might be the man that you were sleeping with the entire time that you were with him. And who is Mr. Chocolate? The man that you've been sleeping with. Oh, it's so wrong with me. Oh, child. I cannot take this franchise seriously. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to let these heifers turn me gray. Do you hear me? Baby, I am not. Okay, so if y'all think that's what's going to go on over here, it is not. But if you're here to have a good time, hey, how you doing? Anywho, getting back to this mess, Mia assaulted Wendy. And y'all really just brushed right on past it. And the only reason, because I know somebody going to say this, well, they talked about it, the only reason why Wendy made up with Mia was out of convenience because she did not want to face Nneka about that BS that Nneka was coming with. But best believe she is still thinking about that liquor toss. The way you threw that backwashed liquor in her face, she is still thinking about that. So then Candace pipes up and says she just did not want to get involved. I don't blame her because some kind of way this was going to end up being her fault, child. She had something to do with the IUI. Honey, I don't trust nothing about it. Okay, nothing. So of course Andy pipes up saying, well, I mean, reaching out. I mean, you could at least reach out and say hello. I mean, Andrew, please. People don't know if this is real or not. Or maybe that's just me. But I don't understand why they need to reach out. For what? So then Wendy started speaking her speech. And she said that when G reached out to the husbands, he called Mia every name in the book. Everything but a child of God. She said, and I could have gotten my lick back, especially after you had assaulted me in Miami, but I did not say anything until today because I have a certain level of respect and love for you. Wendy, that has nothing to do with the question at hand. But here we are. So then Mia said, I mean, even Karen called and I've been giving her hell for like the past 2 years. I don't believe for 1 second, Mia, that you would have called Wendy. Let's just call a thing a thing. You didn't even want the women to go and see how this woman was after you threw your drink in her face. So you want me to believe that you would have said, let me reach out to Wendy and see how she's doing. No, you and Wendy didn't get along off the rip. The first time you were invited into her home for her to showcase her new boobies, the two of you didn't get along. Okay, then you said that her husband was looking at you and wanted you. Don't think I forgot. You would not have reached out to Wendy. Moving forward. Mia then says that Ink says that Wendy is his favorite. Child, let's move on. Andy asks where Mia is currently living. She's living in DC. G is in Charlotte, but soon he's going to move across the street. Andy, you asked this last episode. This just shows me that we are lacking material. Baby, now you're repeating questions. You already asked this one. I know for a fact I said this in this last review, honey. He's in Charlotte, she's in DC, and he gonna move across the street. Robin talking about, well, I mean, Mia, can you just clarify some things? Like, where do you live? The kids and Gordon are in Charlotte. You have an apartment in DC, but you're living in Atlanta. I mean, I'm confused. Robin, you always cross-examining the witness, but you believe everything that Juan the Con says to you. Girl, just be silent, okay? Just be silent. We already heard your farewell speech. There's no need for you to pipe up for the rest of the reunion, child. Goodbye and good night. Here go Mia talking about, I mean, I'm syndicated, girl. Basically, she's here, there, and everywhere. And so I'm looking at Houston. Mia, stay put, child. We are at capacity. We don't want it. We do not want it, Mia. We don't want it. So then they take a break. Now on to Giselle's time this season. Well, they show her package, right? And before Andy could even ask a question, she said, wait a minute, let me just set the record straight. Let the record show that what Wendy said is a lie. Okay, I didn't say anything about her mom while she was in the hospital because I didn't even know her mom was in the hospital. I did not know. Now, I know some people are going to not like this. It may be an unpopular opinion, but this is the one time where I believe that Giselle is telling the truth. I don't think that Giselle knew that Wendy's mom was in the hospital. The only person that knew was Karen and Candace, from what I can remember. And I don't think they would have relayed the message to and Mia because they had split up and they had separate groups. I don't think that they relayed that message to Gizzard. This is the one thing that I'm going to give her. I do not think that she was talking about your mom while your mom was in the hospital. Wendy said that the example was when Giselle said she talked to Jamal and called her mother evil. So Giselle is willing to die on the mountain that she said, I did not know your mama was in the hospital. So then Andy switches gears. He's asking about Giselle's dad. May he rest in peace. And of course, Giselle got choked up. Now, we all know that Giselle loves her daddy. That was one thing that she let us know when she first got on this show, that her parents were no longer together. Her mom lives in Houston and she loves her daddy. Okay. And that Jamal was a cheater, pumpkin eater. Honey, I ain't gonna never forget it. So, she was very close to her dad. She said everybody told her not to do the show but him, because he said that she was great and people needed to see it. So he asked about his celebration of life, and she said that her dad wanted the celebration of life, and that's exactly what they did. They had a second line. They had a celebration. So the ladies in the room are getting a little choked up. I mean, as one would, hearing about a person's death. Giselle said Karen tried to come over and help with the girls, make them dinner, but she just had to do things in her own time. So Andy notices that Candace is crying, and he's like, why are you crying? Oh, baby, what'd he say that for? Why do you think she's crying, Andrew? You are so dang on messy. It's ridiculous. So then Mia says, oh, she cries when the wind blows too hard. Here go Giselle. Yeah, crying when it's not even about her. Ma'am, I know right now that you're probably grieving, but it's death, not sad. I'm not understanding. Why are y'all asking her why she's crying? Someone passed away. Y'all just never gonna be happy. And there is always a reason to find fault. I mean, she did get the honor of meeting him and probably wishes that things could have been different. Y'all are just insufferable. Like, this is just insane. Everyone was teary-eyed. Did we ask Karen why she crying? Andy, you are messy. Talking about, I just want to say that we need to bury the hatchet. You don't care about that. It's ridiculous. So then Candace says, well, I just feel for her. So Andy points it out to Giselle that it's actually a good thing that she's crying. It means she cares. Here go Mia piping up, co-signing. Girl, shut up. You were just over there shading her. Now all of a sudden you trying to make sure you cozy up to Andrew. Anyway, then Andy brings up Grace being in college, and Giselle said that she's happy with where she is and what she's doing. Andy said he's just impressed by how Giselle has raised her girls and how all of them are really great moms. And I have to say she is a good mom, but I think she could be a better example. And what I mean is they're looking up to you to see exactly how you handle the situations on this show, and holding grudges and acting a fool. That's not cool. So you really need to set an example, because I know you love your girls. So then Andy is asking Karen if she felt that she should have been a little stronger about Candace and Wendy making faces while Giselle was talking about Grace. Karen then says, look, I'm not responsible for anybody else's actions. Y'all not going to put that on me. And I agree. Those people are grown. Karen said, look, everybody has made faces. Giselle gets upset. She's like, do not do that, Karen. I was talking about my daughter. Candace then says, I really regret, and I think Karen thought she was going to say regret making the faces, but Charlie wouldn't live. Candace says she regrets that Giselle would try and weaponize her children to make them look like bad people. Wendy said, oh, and what y'all don't know is that I congratulated her, and I even asked if Grace was going to be an AKA. Giselle talking about, it never happened. That never happened. That literally never happened. Now, of course, they have nothing to support Wendy's claims. How convenient. So only her and Candace remember that this took place. Okay. So you mean to tell me that Wendy just sat here and made this whole thing up out of thin air? Let's not forget that Candace actually did say congratulations while you were sitting at the table, but nobody acknowledged that. Now, all of a sudden, there is no evidence to back up the fact that Wendy said, congratulations, will she be an AKA? Okay, girl. Andy switches gears and brings up Jordan. That's the man that, she be gallivanting around with and whatnot. He's been out and about kissing another woman in the mouth. Giselle says that they talked about not putting things on social media to embarrass her, but do you, boo? and I'ma do me. You just do you. I'ma do me. That's how this is gonna go. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that it was a situationship, and why did you introduce him to your daughters if you knew he was just a drive-by and somebody to lay over there in the Etch-a-Sketch house on the West Wing? Why would you introduce him to them kids? Girl, anyway, she said he told her about the whole thing and the woman, and she said, I don't have the capacity to worry about what any man does when I can't see him. Child, no wonder you and Robin BFFs. Y'all accept any old thing. We know you can't be bothered after Jamal. And then here comes Sherman acting a fool in the park after dark. I really think that's when things changed for Giselle. Because that season, she was really trying to open up. She brought that man around. She was kissing him, eating strawberries out in the park, having a picnic. The girls were FaceTiming him. And Sherman, you really showed out. And that's when the trajectory of Giselle changed. Y'all go back and watch, honey. It's over there on the Peacock. Tell them I sent you. Moving forward. So then Nneka asks if she's dating, and Mia pipes up, yeah. Mia, oh my gosh. Giselle then says yes, she's dating some people that may or may not be an athlete. And she is seeing Jason later on that night. And baby, this right here is a fool. So then we move on from Giselle, and we visit Candace's time on this season. So Andy is asking if Candace got a second opinion on her breast, because, you know, she says she had the lumps. She did get a second opinion. The bumps and the lumps has shrank, and God is amazing. So then Andy started asking about her tour. He reads a comment that was asking if she had a beef with Drew. Candace basically said Drew went about things the wrong way for them to work together. So it's a no for her, big dog. And I was just like, oh, honey, poor Drew catching strays, even on the Potomac reunion. Her reunion was embarrassing enough, standing up there in that sequins gown, singing a Ralph. Oh, child, I ain't gonna never forget it. Oh my goodness. I can't get over that. Drew, don't you do that no more. So then he asked about the lawsuit that Michael had going on, how she felt about it being dropped. She said that she's happy that it was dropped. Now he reads a comment where people believe that Ashley knew all about what Michael had going on. She said her mom believed the same thing. Child, I know I did. Now Ashley claims that she didn't know. Ashley has not been addressed this reunion yet for real, because she gives absolutely nothing. And I just want to say this right here and right now. If she must stay, she needs to be a friend of, because it's giving absolutely nothing. And I don't believe a word that ever comes out of Ashley's mouth. Always sitting up there with that silly little smirk. I don't trust nothing. Talking about, yeah, sorry, Mama Dot. I didn't have anything to do with it. Girl, go away. This cast is full of liars. Okay? Liars. The lies. Baby, shout out to Candy. So then Andy goes back to Robin and Candace. For what? I do not know. He asked if she felt Candace was coming for her job. Robin then says that when she read the tweets that Candace was tweeting, she felt that she was being critical of her job. So Candace breaks down the timeline, because timelines are important. So this is how it went down. After the reunion, she messaged Robin, because Robin was still wearing her reunion hair. So she messaged Robin and said, oh, long hair, I don't care. So then Robin sends a passive aggressive message back saying it probably makes me look more white adjacent, which can't be good. Robin said what she said to Giselle really hit her, and she didn't like the fact that people were calling them colorists. Candace was like, well, let me send her another message. So then Candace messages her and says, are you mad at me? No response. So then she sends another message when the news of Juan broke out. No response. Okay, so this is what I'm gathering. What I'm gathering is, instead of either one of you calling each other like adults do, you sent a series of texts, Candace, to which she childishly ignored you instead of telling you what was up. Then you went in on her situation. It's given high school. And Robin, you left how you had already ended the friendship on your side out of the equation. You didn't tell us that you had already put Candace on ice. You made it seem like everything was peachy keen. Y'all was still hanging out, braiding each other's hair. And then all of a sudden, Candace just turned on you. But see, it all started for me when she showed up to that vacation and you pulled out that Five Below speaker. And don't think I forgot, because people don't like to start at the beginning. Anyway, Candace apologizes yet again. So now Robin is emotional, saying that the colorism thing was extremely uncomfortable for her and she just did not know how to handle it. Candace said that she grew up in a house that talked about race. So she thought that they were okay to talk about it as well. So then Giselle chimes in and she says, listen, I have no problem talking about it. I attended an HBCU. I'm a member of a black sorority. I'm black. I'm fine to talk about it. She said that you went on social media and said that we were colorists. So then she said, no, I'd never said, I don't think that you're colorist. So Mia said, well, have you ever said that they weren't? They pulled last reunion's footage where Candace did in fact say that she did not think that they were colorists. Okay. So I'm confused on why Robin is still upset with Candace. It was giving to me, I need to look for an excuse not to talk to Candace anymore. Robin says that she's only saying that because of the way that it played out on Twitter. When it got out of control, then Candace showed up to the reunion and said, no, they're not colorists. Okay, what do y'all want her to do? Do you want her to ride with you or you don't? You're mad if she says you're not. You're mad if she just lets them say that you are. What do you want? Wendy then gives an example by saying, it's like a black person saying to a white person, you're racist. And then the white person is hurt, but they're not actually talking about why the black person thinks that they are racist. So if you aren't going to talk about why it exists, then don't talk about it at all. And I agree with this. And this is why I feel like Bravo really dropped the ball. There should have been someone there to mediate that conversation. That way, all of this could have been avoided because everybody would have known exactly where they were coming from. Karen then says, I mean, I feel like we're the best franchise to speak on the subject. Well, y'all did an awful job because last season, it really didn't give what y'all thought it did. And let's talk about people and why they feel that way. Yes, let's talk about that. Now, we all know Robin has been speaking on race since season 1 with Katie. The way that you guys discussed that last reunion was a cookie cutter 10-minute segment to stop the chatter. You just wanted everybody to shut the hell up. That was not you all being the best franchise to talk about it. Wendy then says, no, that's incorrect. Because a lot of people up here do not have the range to discuss such topics. And I'm going to leave that there. I agree. A lot of people don't have the range to discuss it. So Nneka over there, her mini lawyer, talking about, I want to know, why are people saying that you guys are colorists? Like, why are they saying that? So then Robin says, well, it's because anytime we have a conflict with a brown skinned person, we're colorists. But I've been arguing with Ashley for 3 years. I've argued with Karen. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We're not going to do that. It's not just about a conflict with a brown skinned person. Let's be very for real. Now you are being purposely obtuse. It's your treatment of them. Ashley has committed worse offenses and y'all right back in her face. Karen calls you every name in the book. Outed your man as going in hand down in Georgetown with somebody that looks just like her. And y'all called a truce. It's only 2 people that don't get second chances. Stop playing crazy. Andy, instead of you taking this opportunity to get to the bottom of it, what do? I want to move on. I want to move on. Guys, we got to move on. So no, this is the issue. Talk about it so no one else can. You told Robin earlier, if you would have just gotten in front of it, then nobody could have said anything. That's the same thing y'all need to do. Get in front of it so people will know exactly what it is. So Nneka is trying to get Robin to forgive Candace. Girl, let it go. Robin thinks she's perfect and she don't think she did nothing wrong, child. So just let her stay over there. In the back, when they take their little break again, Nneka is gearing up for her chance to speak up. Because, baby, she been saving it. She ain't said nothing on social media. She's been saving it for the reunion. So Ike, who is her husband, he's in the back like, listen, don't let them interrupt you because I will step in. She said, no, you're not helping me. Or you can go to wherever Juan is. Girl, not you sending them to the laundromat. Not wherever Juan is, honey. So the men are now on stage. So Andy is speaking to all the men. Hey, G, how's it going? Ike, I need that suit. And, he's just speaking to everybody. Andy asked Mia what she meant about being the other girl on the trip down in the DR. Mia tries to explain, but it was giving riddles. Andy couldn't figure it out. Giselle had to explain it to him. Child, let's move on. Andy then asked Chris why he hasn't been around much. I wouldn't be around much either, the way these heifers spread lies. Ashley's little friend told a bold-faced lie. Had it not been for production panning to him over on his phone, that could have been another accusation. He's making them uncomfortable. He's trying to flirt with them. Giselle got on that dang on Sprinter talking about he touched Deborah's butt. It's just lies flying around. Why would he come around them? Huh? You say what now? Why would he come around them? Oh, okay. So he's asking about the plot and the scheme that Robin set up to come at him with the bush. And he said, look, I don't give a damn. I don't think about that. I don't care about that. I don't talk about that. So then they asked about the lady and her accusations. He said, I've never met that woman. Here go Robin talking about, so the screenshots. He said, as I said, I've never met her. She said, okay, you didn't meet her, but you can still send screenshots. Here's Robin questioning somebody else's husband while Juan is at the house rubbing his feet together underneath the covers. Ma'am, leave that woman's husband alone. Now, if she takes to Twitter and she says something about you, then she's going to be wrong. Leave her husband alone. I'm glad that Chris shut her right on down, honey. That lady was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and she wanted the moment and she lied. Stop trying to make it true. Hang it up, Delicious. Hang it up. It's not true. I know y'all want it to be true, but it ain't true, child. So then Andy gonna ask Candace, well, some people are saying that you paid her off because it just went away really quickly. She said, no, I didn't pay her off. So then Andy asked if she thought Robin and Giselle set the girl up to come at Chris with the BS. And she said, look, I'm not very trusting of anybody, especially Giselle. So then Giselle pipes up and says the lady let it be known that I didn't have anything to do with that. Of course she gonna say that. It's mighty coincidental that this woman came forward at the time that she did. You can look at her and tell she a little touched. She got pictures looking like she sleep down in her grandma's basement. Baby, this lady is a lie and the truth ain't in it. So then Chris says, okay, so you feel how you feel and she feels how she feels. Giselle said, no, it's not a feeling. Like, I don't know the woman. Chris said, okay, Candace said she feels this way, much like you did. And you said you felt the way 2 years ago. So you want to be acknowledged for your feelings? Let her be acknowledged for hers. She said, great. He said, okay, fantastic. Next question. Oh, baby. Chris cleared Giselle's whole existence. Thanks for coming. Baby, not Chris hitting a Giselle with a moving forward. Baby, Chris said moving forward, honey. Chris said, look, I'm done with it. People want Candace to use the right words, but other people are allowed to say that they use the wrong words, and it's okay. We just move on. I know that's right. That's because they do what they want, and it's only a certain group of people that need to be held accountable. And I'm glad y'all walked away from this show, child. This is a fool. Andy asked the men what they feel about Juan not showing up. They don't give a damn. Honey, no comment. They don't care about no Juan. It's not like he's a part of the men's circle. He never comes around. This was the most that we've seen him in years. So G says, well, I don't want to, make it seem like anything, but I'm just here to support my soon-to-be ex-wife. He's gearing up to tell us something, right? He was just about to tell us something good. Something that we probably don't know. And then here comes Summer House. Listen, Milo, I wasn't ready to see you right now. This was going to be the best part of the reunion. And that was the end of the episode. Now, who told y'all to cut the tape and roll on over into the next segment of another show? Right when G gets ready to talk. Child, I can't wait to, y'all know the sneak peek's going to be all over Instagram, child. So just watch over there if y'all want to see what's going to happen before next Sunday. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about part 2 of the reunion. Comment and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.